Hello creatives! Welcome back to another exciting tutorial for the season of fall. So this is, let me think about it, September of 2023. So if you're catching this any other time, it's a replay from either earlier or after. So a lot of people like to follow those in sequential order. So today's date, let me think about this. What is today's date? The 12th of September, 2023. So I put a poll out earlier today and asked, out of 3 different things, what would you like to see the tutorial on? A light swag, which is something that goes around the outside of your coach or garage lights. We could do a small floral arrangement that would go in your home, like on your side table or just someplace where you want to add a little bit of touch to the colors of fall, or if you wanted to do a table runner. And so it was like pretty much a landslide. You guys all wanted to do table runners. So I can't wait to show you what we're going to create tonight. And keep in mind, you can do this for any season. You could do this for any holiday, color scheme, event, what have you. And if you happen to have a lot of items that like you don't have an awful lot of like florals to put it together and make one huge centerpiece, but you just want to add little touches, this is a great opportunity to use a lot of those little leftovers. So if you like this tutorial and want to replicate it, super easy way to make sure that you can always find it, just click the share button. It puts it right on your Facebook page and you have everything handy when you're ready to go. Also, if you guys would do me a huge favor, make sure you're liking and following the page. Facebook sometimes gets really weird and they show certain things or withhold certain items that we post. So if you guys can do me a favor, make sure you're liking and following the page. Follow button is hidden. So if you go to where it says like the page, go over to the side, 3 little dots, click on that and click on the follow notification. This way, if you happen to be on your device when I go live and you forget, your device will let you know Kats Creations is now live, and then you can go ahead and click on that notification and go right to this live. Also, let me do this really quick. I did not get a chance to correct or fix my tablet today. The little rubber sticky thing kind of fell off that holds everything in place for me. So let me go ahead and pull up the group. There we go. And keep going. Here we go. Alrighty. And then let me go ahead and type where you can find all of your resources. Hi Cheryl, hi Maddie, hi Francis, and hi Susie. Let me go ahead and put this in. So on my website you can find a lot of free information, free bow making tutorials, super simple things like how to clean a grapevine. And then what we're doing is, if it's seasonally based, I'm trying to go through like old archive tutorials and make those tutorials available for you so that you can tune in and watch those if you're looking for something fun to do. Let me go ahead and put that in there. Okay, hi Donna. Hi Irvina. Okay, tablet is up so I can read your comments. I am going to... Oh, really quick, YouTube subscribers. So you were catching this on an earlier Facebook Live today. So I upload my tutorials to YouTube after they air live on Facebook. We're waiting to flip some things around and be able to do live on both at the same time, but that's a technical challenge, but we'll figure that out. But for now, YouTubers, if you want to get notified when I load a new video for you, make sure you click the subscribe button, and there's also a subscribe bell. You can hit either one of those. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I think there's over 400 tutorials on there, so you can binge watch one every day and still have leftovers. And that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down. We're going to go ahead and get started. You're going to love this because of how simple it is. Oops, took you a little too far. I had made adjustments to my camera, and I always like to make sure you can see the measurements because I have a tendency of working in this area and I always want to make sure that it picks it up on camera. So what you are going to start with, and it doesn't matter how full or how thin it is, because I've done this both ways. You are going to go to Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, pick up a garland, an evergreen garland. That's right, most of them are generally about 9 feet, which means that if you cut these into 36 or 3-foot sections, you'll have enough to make 3, and you can do a wide variety of these. You can use these for mailbox swags, you can use them as corner swags, you can use them as table runners like we're going to be using today. And I've done it with one that is so thin, it only has like the centerpiece and then 2 ties. This one's from Hobby Lobby, which is usually my favorite because theirs are a little bit more beefier. The unlit ones, make sure you're getting the unlit ones. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take that 9-foot piece, measure it out to where your end, like right where I'm cutting, not where my tips are. So exactly 3 feet in length. And then what you're going to do is fluff. And this is one that I had left over from fall last year. I actually just found it while unpacking. This was a garland that I had used outside to decorate my outside doorway. So you just want to make sure that you can physically see all of your twist ties, because we're going to make this to where generally most of the time you can't see that it's an evergreen form. And you can even do these on evergreen wreaths. You can use an evergreen form for a Deco mesh wreath the exact same way, but you always want to make sure you fluff, because sometimes things are on the other side, especially this one. It was all packed away in a box for a year. So it's great because it looks amazing. It's dust free, but I just did not like the color I had on it before. So I was like, oh, perfect. I don't have to use the thin form. I can repurpose this. And because some of the times when I'm doing my own personal home decor, I don't glue anything to the attachments. Now, if I'm making it to sell, I do. So if you guys are like me and you don't want to have a permanent structure, or you just want to switch out your colors, you know, sometimes we like to switch up our colors. So just make sure that everything is all fluffied. So everything is all nice and full. So that's what it looks like when we are done. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we're going to take, and this is some leftover Deco mesh. I didn't have enough to like really purpose this for a wreath, but it's perfect for a table runner. So these are cut to 10-inch pieces, and this is like an ombre metallic Deco mesh. This was from Joann's. So it goes from like a dark cranberry kind of ombres up into orange, a little bit of yellow, and then it turns to like olive green. So we're going to take these. I have cut 12 of them. We're just going to ruffle these just like this. And I'm going to start towards the bottom, and I'm going to add these. So there's one. It's just to add the pop of that fall color in here. Grab another one. And you can alternate like this ombre. Obviously, I don't want to see it like the same colors all the time. So like where I have the orange, I can apply the cranberry color. I can apply this. See if I do it that way. See if I do it this way, we end up with the both colors the same way. So I'm just going to flip them over. Just like this. Okay. And usually I focus on one side or the other. This one I'm just kind of laying down the middle because we're doing a centerpiece. So again, we have the cranberry here. I'm going to just lay this opposite, right inside. Kind of take it in here. So we're just adding some mesh to add some pop of color. Now we're going to take our cranberry and put it back this way. And always try to like prepare for where am I going to put that next piece. We're putting, see how I'm toggling this? I have like a dark, I have yellow on one side, like yellow, cranberry, all the way down. Go ahead and put another piece here. I have made quite the mess in my studio today, discovering craft supplies that have been buried for over a year. And I was like, oh Lord, I have all this stuff, how fun. Just like I said, I found my lantern, Coach Light swag, so I was like, thank God I don't have to remake that again. Hi Diane, how are you? So these are just 10-inch Deco mesh pieces, cut to 10 inches. And we're just laying in a base of Deco mesh color. So this is going to be a 3-foot long table runner, which is generally a really good size for most, you know. You can have this, I need one actually right on my TV credenza. We have a really long TV cabinet, so this is going to go right along that. So that's what I'm doing this one for. I'm going to finish this end piece right here, right on the very end, and then I'm going to go back with my other piece at the other side right in here, and I'm going to move this one up so we don't have to redo the pattern. So this will go up right in here, and then my last piece will go right on the end. And then we'll keep that alternating color all the way through. There we go. Oops. Okay, so we want red as our end. That's kind of interesting because we ended with yellow on the other side. So here's where we're at right now. So you could use this, like I said, as a base for a mailbox swag. 3 feet is a perfect length for that. You could do corner swag, which just means like this. So you could put it around the edge of a mirror. You could put it on the corner of a mantle. I do them on my kitchen cabinets or down the hallway. If you have like a really pretty arch that's pretty wide, you can put one in each side. So before I go in and add, oh, that was one thing I did not pull, is ribbons. So I'm going to go grab a couple rolls of ribbon. We're going to add our bow. And let me go grab that really quick. That would have helped to have all that stuff handy. And you just grab a bunch of this. Oops. And I want another sagey kind of green. Let's use this. Okay. So I'm going to focus on the sages and the greens. And so my husband's a fan. He loves this ribbon with the foil in it. So this is from PLY Reese, which is plyreese.com. This one is from Crinkle Designs, which is a new one. It's Fall Leaves, Acorns, and Berries. This is also from Crinkle. This is a dual-sided white and rust-colored gingham. And then on the other side, it's a stripe. So depending upon which pattern you want to apply, it's a dual purpose. We're also going to use this rust-colored with the foil. As you can tell, lots of sparkly. And then it's a fall plaid. So I'm just going to push this up. Now, since this is a table runner, we don't want the tails. You know, normally we do 10-inch tails. That would just be way too long. So I'm looking at like, where do I want my tails to fall at the longest? Wouldn't you know it, it's 10 inches. So we'll go ahead and just make that bow. So we're going to do a dovetail edge, which is bring the wired edges together. We're going to cut from the fold down to the wired end. So we are doing a 10-inch tail. We're going to gather right at 10 inches and twist. I'm going to go ahead and put that right on the inside. And all this little stuff is driving me crazy. So we're going to go up and over, and we're going to do a 5.5-inch loop. So let's see what that looks like. Right there is 5.5, and I'm good with that. So we're going to do up and over again. Make sure this is 5.5 inches. So every time I'm moving my bow dabber, I'm putting it right on the 10-inch line. And then when I stretch this out, I want to make sure that this is hitting at 5.5 inches. And then now I want to make sure my tail ends right on that 10-inch line. So we're going to do a nice dovetail in here. Okay, that one is finished. Now I'm going to come in with this sagey green with that foil. I want a little bit of sparkle. Same thing, fold it in half, cut from the folded end to the wired point. This one we're going to come in and we're going to go 9.5 inches with this. I think my door is going to shut. I'll have to go open that because it gets really warm in here. And then we're going to do 5-inch loop. So right there, 5 inches. And it was funny, I don't know why I didn't think to grab ribbon, because the bows and stuff that I had on the door garland before just had way too much glitter on it. So I was attempting to not get glitter everywhere and dismantle that. But I'm like, ooh, we have a lot of nice florals to pick from. Because I think when I created that, I just went and bought florals just for that, that garland. Like all the picks and everything I picked just for the front door. Okay, so we have that. I have the other. I need one more. I was looking to see if I had anything over here. One more sage color. Let's see if we can find something. Something with leaves, I'm feeling. But maybe not. It's funny, all I see is like green, 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 green. Oh, I know what I want to use. I'll come back over here to the ribbon and grab this mossy green. Okay, so I'm going to take our gingham color. Same thing, dovetail end. We're going to do 9 inches. Flop that in. This time we're going to do 4.5-inch tails. So there's 4. Flipping it up and over. My ribbon's grabbing onto that Deco mush. Okay, nice 4.5 inches. And then back out to a 9-inch tail. We'll add our dovetail end. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this moss green. It's called moss green with raised white stitching, because I want to keep those two colors for my fall palette. Although a lot of the stuff that I've put in my house is like dark chocolates and cranberries. It's like I went really dark. Okay, so we're cheating. Wait, like both of them need to be 4.5 inches. So if I put my fingers in the top loop and the bottom, I can just measure off of the bottom loop. So I can do that pretty quickly. Right there. And then we're going back out 8.5 inches. And dovetail end. So a little bit of foil, not a whole lot. This one will though. Love this ribbon. And this is from the Wreath Shop. So it's that burnt orange with diagonal plaid. So you can totally tell it's pulling from all those metallic foils, but without all the glitter. I'm kind of loving that, the no glitter for now. Although some of our stuff does have glitter on it that we're going to be using. So this one's going to be 8-inch tail, and it's going to be a 4-inch loop. So we're going to come in another 1/2 inch. Right at 4. Up and over. Do the same thing. Right at 4 inches. And then back out to 8. And then our last ribbon is going to be that really pretty fall plaid with all these colors mixed in. Okay, and that one was way up here. Okay. Last one, our tail is going to be 7.5 inches with a 3.5 inch tail, or loop, sorry. 7.5 inches for our tail, 3.5 inches for our loop. Oh, I can't wait to put this in the house and see what it's going to look like. Super, super excited. So this will go up and over. Measure this at 3.5 inches. Generally, you can tell because when you're laying it on top of your subsequent ribbon, you're going to be bringing that in a 1/2 inch each time. And then this is going out 7.5 inches. Dovetail the end. And that one's all finished. See how just like that, we can just like boom, 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 make our bow with no like I didn't like set up my ribbon for, oh yeah, here's all my ribbon selection. No, I just went and picked really quick because I didn't want to waste time. Okay. I can't believe I forgot that. What was I thinking? I think I was too busy dismantling to, because I was like, oh, we could reuse all this stuff because we never added glue to it. Okay. Everything is all regathered. We need a sagey green. So here's sage green pipe cleaner. I'm going to pick this whole thing up, and I didn't loop it. Do this right here. Okay. And I think I don't want to lose my pins. Don't want those to wind up on the floor. All right, let's fluff this. So, and I should have brought my fluff board because Steve's just about fixed it for me. I just have to be a good girl and remember to bring it in before it gets cold again because it just split all the wood. So, 24 by 24 inch by 1 inch thick piece of pre-cut plywood will make you a perfect fluff board. I have an 1.5 to 2 inch C-hook that I just screw right to the center. So I'm just going to loop that on my pipe cleaner. And then we're just going to separate loops from tails starting at the top. There's our loop, there's our tail, and then this is our top stack. The bottom is going to be opposite. So we're going to take our tail over here, and we're bringing our loop over here. Okay, so they're directly across from one another, so that as we bring down the next set, we're going to go loop here, tail way over here. On the opposite side, we're going to bring our tail over here and our loop here. Now, the way that I set up my stack is if I kept going with that process, all the orange would be on this side, all the green would be on this side. So I'm going to change it right here. So I'm going to make these two follow. Whatever I do on the top, though, I need to make sure I do the opposite on the bottom. Okay, just like that. Now we're going to take our green and go opposite. And we're going to pull that here and our tail over here. There we go. Just like that. Come on over. Don't be shy. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to split it again. And we're going to put the green on top of our, or the gold on top of gold. Orange on top of the green. Same thing here. And then we're going to do it here and then over here. So right now everything is flat. It's about as flat as it could possibly be. So to fluff this up, we're going to take the top two and lift the next top two on the opposite side to elevate those. Now we're making it 3D. Decide which one you want to come in between these. I like that sage green. So I'm going to move the other to the outside. I'm going to do the opposite over here. I'm not worried about the tails right now. Now we're doing our big 2.5 inch ribbon. There's the other. And then we're going to do the same over here. Just like this. And just like, let me get my fingers in this one. I like to really give them some height, and then from here we are just going to run those through your fingers to give them like an arch, so they'll follow that all the way around, you know, as we're building our bow. And look how gorgeous that bow is. Isn't that pretty? It looks so pretty. Okay. So we're going to take this off and we're going to add this to the center of our table arrangement. Okay. Bring our sad, pathetic little piece over here. And I want my ribbon tails to cascade. So I'm just measuring this. Here's my middle section right at 18 inches. So I want my loops to cascade over the side. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to tie that right down to the center, right in here. Okay, so this way now they kind of fall up and over the sides, which makes sense. And then our end pieces here, just kind of, we have our nice little loops right here. Okay, it's slowly coming together, right? All right, you can add more deco mesh pieces if you like. I made these for a sample, so you can take like little tubes if you want, and you can add a little touch of those if you want to incorporate those colors. You could kind of do something kind of like this, where they're just nice little tubes of deco mesh colors, and I think I'm going to do that. I made them. Why not use them? So I'm going to tuck these in here. These are just 10-inch pieces of deco mesh. Oops. Put into curls, and then I just bundled them all together. So there's one. I like that one here. So I'll show you how we did this. So I'm literally putting those in just to add some texture to that. So I used my Bodabra. I cut a moss apple, a red, and an orange. These again, 10-inch pieces, wood burning tool. You're just going to roll them into little curls, stuff them right inside. Sometimes I vary the color, like green will go on top, or orange will go on top, red will go on top. It just makes for a nice different texture instead of the flat Deco mesh. So again, these were leftover pieces I had, so I'm just using up a lot of leftovers. So from here, we're going to make a crisscross, and then we're going to crisscross it again. And I'm going to get a zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie these bundles nice and tight, because when I go to twist that into my table runner, I want it nice and tight. Okay. So I'm going to take this, move our table runner down. I'm going to add this one down here towards the bottom. So I'm going to take like maybe that green and orange, pop that over. There's that. And bring this one over to the other side. So I want green. So kind of like a green and orange there. Okay. So a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different textures. So now we've kind of added a little bit of height and interest to here. And now here comes the fun part. This is kind of like our base. We've created our base. And so now we get to embellish and add a ton of fun stuff. So let me make sure. Okay. I'm making sure I did not miss any questions. Linda says, oh my goodness, Kat, the fabulous. She says she wants to do one for her front door too. So you can do the exact same concept for your front door. You would just go get your 9-foot garland and measure out the distance all the way around your door, depending upon if you want to go all the way down or halfway down. And the process is exactly the same. You would secure your evergreen garland up and over your door. Then you would come in and make your little bow segments. Like maybe you're going to put a bow in each corner and then maybe a bigger bow over the top center. And then you're just going to embellish it with all kinds of fun stuff like little picks and florals and berries and pine cones. You can add lights if you want. It's so much fun. And then I think it was Hobby Lobby has these color ornaments, which are my favorite. They're kind of like a burnt orange. So there's a flat, there's a shiny, and there's a glitter. And so we're going to take these and we are going to take our glue gun, and I'm just going to, I call it frost it like a cupcake. I just go around the side and then back up. And I'm going to tuck this in right in here, right under my bow. And I want to do the same color on the opposite side. Okay, so I'm going to go right in here, and I'm just adding that right under my bow, just like that. So we have a little peekaboo color. We're going to go ahead. You can either leave your little ends on or take them off. I find that if you leave them on, sometimes if the glue gives way, this will stay in, but your ball will fall off. So I'm going to take one right here, and I'm just going to tuck that in. Then we're going to take our matte finish, and I'm going to add this one to the other side. So just right in here, tuck those two in. I'm going to do the same to the opposite side. So I need usually what I try to do is if I do it here on this side, I'll do it the opposite side on the other. Okay, Kat, what did you do with your glue sticks? That's right, I changed baskets. With a bigger basket for glue sticks. So this one is here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one on this side. And then we have that matte finish. So we're going to do matte finish over here. And I love these colors. It's a burnt orange. So I'm going to tuck that one in right there. Those will set up and glue so nicely to that evergreen, and then we're going to keep going. Okay, and honestly, you could, I mean, I have a whole nother basket full of the balls if we want to come back in and add other colors a little bit later. I might add one, like I might come back in because I like the glitter. Might come in and add these. Why not? Let's just add them now. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to come back. I just go. Just do it, Kat, like you're creating it and nobody's watching. So again, frost like a cupcake all the way around. And this one is going right in here. Okay, super pretty, right? You guys are probably thinking, no, not really. Okay, so Hobby Lobby sells them apart, and we're just going to glue the ends right here, and we're going to kind of tuck these in right next to my balls. So I have that one there. I'm going to come in here with this one. We're going to add in those little fall colors on our leaves. So I'm going right underneath my ornament, just tucking in my leaf. We've got a burgundy. Ooh. Now we're going to go back over here to the end. Right there. And then we have, I did that two-tone, this color. So we did it on this side. We're going to add, oops, underneath here, right there. Hi everyone, so I apologize, we're having tons of internet issues up here, so I'm going to go live. I stopped exactly where I left off, so I'm going to splice these two tutorials together. So what I've done so far, just to recap, is we've taken a 3-foot piece of evergreen garland. We've added in 10 pieces of this ombre colored deco mesh down throughout our base. We've added in some fun bundles. We've added in some the rust pumpkin color balls from Hobby Lobby. We've tucked in a couple leaves, and then that's where I stopped, and I said we were going to get ready to add in some florals. So what I did is, this is exactly where I stopped, is I'm like, I realized that everything went down, and so I'm like, okay, so let's go ahead and get it back up again and see what we're doing. Make sure I can get the comments back up. Here we go, part 2. So we're just going to splice the two together here once we're finished. So I'm taking pre-cut bundles. So I'm taking some ranunculus from Michael's. I'm pairing this with some Dollar Tree mums. So I'm just making my own little bundles, because you can buy them like prefabbed. Like what I was showing you before, is you can buy stuff like this from Hobby Lobby that's already done, and you can tuck those in. But I'm going to go ahead and just make my own, because I prefer to add the colors that I want. So I'm going to take some of this orange mums, again with our burgundy colored mums from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to pair it right in here with this color. I'm going to take a bunch of fall leaves and kind of tuck that in. And then I took some of the fall berries along with, that's what we got from Hobby Lobby as well. So I'm going to tuck those in. I'm going to grab a zip tie. Had a zip tie here. And I'm going to zip tie this whole bundle together. So if you don't want to glue it and you want to make it to where you can change it out every year, you can make a whole bunch of these bundles and then just tuck them in. So I'm going to go ahead like this. What I'm saying is, how would you do that? You would take that little bundle that you've just put together with the zip tie, and you would just kind of tuck those in wherever you kind of want to see your little bundle piece. And then this way, if this is not what you want to do next year, then you can go ahead and pull those bundles out, change out your deco mesh, change out your bow, pull out your little things. But right now we're making these a permanent fixture. So I'm going to take this little bundle right here, and I'm going to take I'm going to look and see, do I want it right here? Kind of liked that look right in here, but I might go down here. Let me see. Just like that. Kind of like that. And I'm looking to see if I have another one of those that I had already like prefabbed and put together. Let me look. Yes, I do. So I have this one already pre-put together. So I'm going to kind of add that. So that's going to kind of go down in here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that pick into that bundle. These are actually a little too long, so that's why I'm struggling with that. So let's go in and cut all these down. There's this one. Because they're way too long to fit in sideways. Okay. So I'm going to tuck that one in here. Let's pull this down. So I'm going to go ahead and add glue right here to my bundle. We'll make this one a permanent fix. And I'm just going to tuck that right inside there. We're going to go ahead and do the same on this side with that little bundle. Cut out the long piece. Go ahead and add glue all the way around. And this is just getting attached again to that evergreen base. So I'm just tucking that right on in, just like that. And now we're going to make a couple cute bundles here for the front. So the ones that I've used had some orange mums paired with fall picks. These are from Hobby Lobby mums, along with another one. Tuck in some fall leaves like this. I want this one a little bit more centered, so let me cut off the super long ones. Just like this. I had to pull the berries down. They were kind of popping up. So I'm going to kind of come in right there with this. Again, hot glue. If you don't want to make it permanent, just go ahead and tuck them in where you want them to be. And I'm going to go up over this one. Okay. I don't want to put my hand under there. I want to pull all these out. There we go. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and tuck another one of those big bundles in right here. That one is way too big. I'm going to go ahead and remove this leaf. Adds a tad too much to this pick. So you can make a whole bunch of different choice bundles. Like we've added this. This is going to kind of come in here. Just like right there so that we're adding some fall fillers in there. So again, it's just going right here into that evergreen base. So I'm just sliding it in sideways. Right here, right underneath my bowl. Just move some of your florals around. Look at how that's automatically already changing what our look is like. Okay. I'm going to tuck in some more of these fall berries. So I'm just going to add some glue to these. I'm going to tuck these in. Right in there. Take another one and do it to the other side. I'm just going to keep sliding it down. And I want to tuck these down under those little balls right there. So we've got some berries kind of projecting out to the end. I'm going to cut this down a bit. I'll go ahead and do the same. It's just a matter sometimes of, you know, figuring out what you want where. Okay. I'm going to add some more fall berries there. This pick from Hobby Lobby with these berries on it is just absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that right underneath my ball like this, so we have these berries on the end. And I try, because I have cats, my cats like to chew on everything that they can get their hands on. So adding some fun things like berries instead of the flowers, like they like to chew on the oddest of things. Okay. Just like that. You can come back in and add some more floral if you'd like. Like I have a whole bunch of these prefabbed picks like this that we've made, and I'm just going to break this one apart because I want to add some of these individuals, like these orange mums from Michaels. I absolutely love these. So I'm just going to kind of take these and tuck those in. We'll use the other side to come down here and do that here. Okay, nice little height we have in there. We'll grab our little orange mums. These are from Hobby Lobby. So just wherever you feel like you need a little pop of color. And just go ahead and add those in. Have some fall leaves. Here's another one of my mums. Take that down because we don't need it quite that long. We're going to put this on the other side, right over here. Okay. I'm going to add some more leaf picks to the underside. It's hard to believe that this was an evergreen base, right? Because now it definitely does not look like an evergreen base. If you want to add more of your fall leaves, you can definitely do that. Just trying to get this one up underneath my little floral. Pull these away. I like to almost make it to where we're looking at everything on a, a three-dimensional perspective. And so it helps if you turn your arrangement around and then look at things from a totally different side. And then you'll start to see, oh, hey, there's a big hole here. I need something in there. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this one in right over here. There we go. And I'm just trying to open up my bows, make sure that everything on both sides is presentable. I need something yellow right here. Something yellow. Let's break apart another one of the cat picks. And here we have some more yellow items. See how pretty that looks there? Or you can even come in with a red. I think I like the red. There we go. And then I'm going to still add a little bit of the yellow. Tuck this right in here. This will make a gorgeous centerpiece for your table. So you can use little leaf bits like this. I'm going to add those. And what I'm doing right now is focusing on those areas where I can see the evergreen. And so I'm just sliding those in right on top of my evergreen so that I don't see it anywhere that I'm looking. This is a hops from the Dollar Tree. It adds a really nice fun feature. Just like that. And I'm trying not to overly stuff. We have more of those mums from the Dollar Tree. In orange. They come in, I want to say 5 different colors. So they have them in orange. They have them in red. They have them in yellow. They have them in burgundy. They have them in white. And I've got a space over here. So I've worked this side. This one's all done. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and just fluff this side now. Ooh. Trying to get that one in and into my evergreen. I didn't like where that one's sticking. Sometimes they just don't want to go in. And sometimes you just have to find a totally new place to put it. These ones are feeling a little too big for me right now. So I'm going to still stay with my little mum bouquets. And we'll add some more berries to this side. Just like that. I love these ones that have the little curlicues on them. Again, wherever you can see those little tidbits of your evergreen. And sometimes you just have to kind of poke around until you can find a place for that to go. Okay. I'm going to add a couple more berries to the other side. Just like this. Just because, you know, this will make a fun talking point. Because people might go, oh, that looks so pretty. Where'd you get that? And you can be like, oh, I made that. And they'll be, no, you didn't. And you'd be like, yes, I did. I made that. Okay. I am looking. Oh, I know what we can do. Okay, let's add something totally different. So you could, here's another one of these picks. These are a little too big for this, but you could get smaller pumpkins and you can insert smaller pumpkins in here. I am actually going to utilize these apples. You can go to Hobby Lobby and get a bag of apples. And then what I do is those floral stems that we cut off of the larger branches, you take them and you poke a hole in them because they're just little foam things. And then add a pick, let it dry. And then now you have a super fun pick that you can add little apples here and there throughout your design. And we're going to go ahead and add another one. Whoop. Down here to the bottom. Just like that. They have them in a whole bunch of different sizes. And I find it's fun if you vary big and small ones throughout your design. So we'll tuck that one in there. Have another one over here. And like I said, add pine cones, add acorns. You could add cinnamon sticks if you want to add a little bit of a scent to your centerpiece. You could do cinnamon pine cones, which I have. That's what drives my husband crazy. Is he'll be like, I can smell cinnamon. Are you baking something? And I'll be like, nope. He just doesn't know that I've used something scented. I mean, he likes it. He's just like, I thought maybe you were making something. Nope. Okay. Let's grab a couple pine cones and then we'll be finished. Pine cones, where are you? There are pine cones. Okay. What do you guys think so far of everything we have created on this centerpiece? Ooh, there's some cinnamon sticks. These, just right when I open the box, they smell heavenly. So let's take some of those out. They smell so good. We'll tuck those in too, along with our pine cones. So we're just going to take these and snap these with wire cutters. These you can get from Hobby Lobby. They come in a bundle or in a bag. So I'm just going to take these, glue the ends, kind of tuck them in. Ooh, didn't need to pull my floral off. Go ahead and another glue and just kind of tuck these in. So they're, you don't see them, but you smell them. So I'm just adding them in little random places all over my design. So it literally has a little bit of everything. It's just fine. It's fun to kind of find ways that you can, that one kind of snapped, but we can still salvage the ends. To just add these in random little places that it will add fragrance without, you know, being apparent. Let me just scoot underneath. Okay. I will add those. Let's find some pine cones. I had them and then they rolled off. So you can, like, I buy my pine cones in a pretty big bag. These are from Shinoda. I also have people who send them to me. So we're going to add some small ones down here at the bottom. So we'll add that in there. I really want to add these ones, but they all seem like they're just a little too big. That one won't be. But we need to make sure we put plenty of glue on it. So I'm going to tuck this one in. So these are from Michael's. They have the cinnamon scented pine cones. So I'm just sticking a couple of those in. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these, add some glue, tuck these in just under my bow, because we can kind of see that under our ribbon. Again, I'm going to pull 2 more of these out. We're going to tuck them in on the other side. Just looking for the good size ones. Okay. Almost done. Spin it around one more time. Look how gorgeous that is. Super fun. So I'm going to tuck one. I see the exact spot I need it. Right in here. And then we have one more to add on the other side. Right down here at the bottom. Okay, we're all done. What do you guys think? It looks massive. You could, if you wanted to, if you had some small flameless pillars, you could add those to your design as well. I think I'm going to cut this one back a little bit. It feels a little too long for me. Scissors, cat. Right here. So I'm just going to cut that back so it doesn't hang too far down. Fluff your bow. You can tuck all your little widgets in there, but that is our centerpiece, believe it or not, in a nutshell, all complete and super simple. Like I said, Dollar Tree has elevated its game. So picking up those, they have orange, they have the burgundy, and they have the yellow mums. You can pick those up for a big bundle. I think there's like 6 or 8 picks on there, and you can break those apart and just make your own little bundles. I love picking up that looks like this. Let me show you what the other thing from Michael's is. So Michael's sells their orange mums like this, and then Hobby Lobby sells those. It's kind of like a fall mum. It's a little bit of brown towards the bottom, and then it's yellow, and I love to incorporate these. These are my main flowers for this particular bundle. You could also add in, if you wanted to, you could add in the green apples in here just to kind of tie those colors in. A little bit of abundance everywhere. Let's see. What else? I'm going to go ahead and just add this to the end. I'll add a couple of the yellow ones. Why not? Because they're Steve's favorite apples. So we'll add some of the Granny Smiths. I'll add one there, and then one here on the end. And then I'm all finished. So we have red apples, pine cones, literally everything you can think of. I think I'd call this the kitchen sink table arrangement. You could put this on your buffet table. You could, like for us, I'm going to be putting this right in front of our TV cabinet because I have a really long TV cabinet and it just is missing something. So I think we will put that on the inside. Just pulling out some of my picks that kind of flew in there as we're pulling them. But do you guys have any questions at all? Thank you guys for coming back and joining us. It looks like Starlink had a global outage on and off, so it was just a matter of waiting for everything to get reconnected. And then the minute I saw it, I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and just do part 2, and then I'll figure out splicing it together a little bit later. But I wanted to be able to get back with you and have both of those posted for you. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you'll come back on Thursday at 11 Pacific, which is 1 Central, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll put together another fun fall design. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.